like I said, you made the point that that is your focus. And like I said, I came up here to try to, help ungeneralize in a sense. But now that I understand that you were specifically talking, and I can't ask you why, you know what I'm saying, because you just spoke on if it don't apply, let it fly, and here I am. But like I said, I'm like a devil's advocate. But I'm gonna let Melanie cook again.
Okay, let me ask you one more question real quick though.
Okay.
Hey,
When you were in here and I was talking to Melanie, be honest, were you in your feelings about anything that I was saying?
No, I agreed with both of y'all sides. Actually, I did. I just.
Okay. So why were you specifically not in your feelings about anything that I said?
I don't feel like that correlates with me.
I think
my point.
A lot of the shit you say don't correlate with me either. I think it gets me upset because I personally am a person who my way of life, I really think about my impact, right, on the world. Right now, you're in a live, when we were on live, there were like 400 people in here, right? Like 360 something, whatever the fuck it is, right? So when you have platforms like this on the internet and you have like 300, 400, I think sometimes your lives go to thousands, right, Noble?
Yeah.
And you're pushing false information and false rhetoric about black women, it perpetuates harm on these women by men for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? So then you got these men out here who are hating women and hating black women in particular because of misinformation that you yourself push because you think it's a fact. Literally gave you all the information. I took numbers from the census. I took data. I gave you all the reasons why what you're saying is incorrect. And these men will be on here and you could look at the comments while I was talking. You could see how much they hated me. You could see how much they was talking shit about me. Right? Talking, I'm angry. Oh, that's why she ain't never gonna get a man. That's why this, that's why that, blah, blah, this and the third. And it perpetuates a very harmful rhetoric towards black women. And a lot of the times you don't even realize that that's what you're doing because that's not your intention. And I don't think that's your intention, right? But I think a lot of the times we got to be really careful on these platforms about the ways in which we speak about ourselves, about people, and making sure that we're speaking truth. We're speaking facts and we're looking for a solution and we're not having these broad stroke generalizations about our own fucking people, right? Right. And I think that's what sometimes Noble, what you do is that you do end up feeding into a lot of these broad stroke generalizations that are the same nonsense that Kevin Samuels used to spit, same shit Andrew Tate be saying, same shit that a lot of these literally black women haters push on social media. And what it is that it's causing a big divide, so that when we try to call y'all out on the misinformation, we get labeled angry, mad, lonely, single. That's why you this, that's why you that, gotta. And really, we trying to check y'all because it's not cool. Because now these niggas is hating us for no fucking reason. They literally be in my DMs saying wild, crazy shit right after I be getting out of your lives.
I know, but
that's why I had to stop. That's why I stopped going into your lives because they would literally threaten me.
Can I say
in
something?
My DMs?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's what's going on to each other. Like he just spoke on how the women host the lives, and then you see how you saying he hosts the live. Like that's what's going on to each other. Now I started to digress a little bit because he says that he's specifically talking about that demographic of women. So my argument was for him to not generalize, but if he's talking about that specific, group of women, then I guess it's not a generalization.
But that's not what he's doing. He was generalizing this entire time. Every time I told him that's a very small demographic, that's a very small demographic of women, that's a very specific demographic of women. You was right here on the live, I'm sure you was watching, and he's like, no, it's not, Melanie. It's I'm like, that's not most of us. That's like a very small percentage of us. It's like the same way that a lot of, like, for instance, very harmful rhetoric is pushed and stereotype about us as black folk as being like violent, as being very aggressive, keen on being criminals. And when you look at the numbers, a very small percentage of us in the hood, in poverty, commit all of the fucking crimes, all of the murders, all of the drugs, all of the this, all of the robberies. It's such a small percentage of poor people that commit these crimes. But because we live in these poor neighborhoods because of systemic racism, so on and so forth, they perpetuate these very harmful stereotypes about us as people. And then the whole world looks at us like this. And this is why you got to be careful about the ways in which you generalize certain things about people. You get what I'm saying?
Y'all say a prayer for me, please. Anyways, Mel, you and I have a very extensive history, okay? And you know this. And you know that we don't see eye to eye on damn near everything. So honestly, Mel, I just think it's like, we still don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know if we'll ever see eye to eye on this stuff that we be talking about pertaining to this stuff, because I'm very confident and I know what I'm saying to be true. And I completely disagree with you.
I know this shit don't. I literally in this live earlier, Noble, I gave you stats to show that what you saying is not true.
Well, Mel, I don't be speaking off emotions. I use the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I be using stats too sometimes, but I
literally gave you stats to in this live. That same stereotype that you was pushing about us wanting men for finances, that we only want men to make $50K, we working at Walmart, we want a lawyer, we want this. I gave you stats that showed that math is not mathing, and you still was like, this is still happening. And I literally gave you stats.
He think it's a bigger group than what we saying. Like if we say it's 4%, he think it's a bigger group than what we saying it is.
Exactly. And I'm telling you,
that's where you believe what you believe and you standing on it, and you think I'm completely wrong, and it's the same thing the other way around.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Noble, give me the stats. Show me the stats. Show me the stats. Show me the data.
But where does it come in
show me data with that argument about women at Walmart wanting a lawyer? Show me the stats.
It's not about who they ultimately end up being with. It's about who they ultimately truly desire at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, Noble, I'm sure you desire Rihanna, but you're not gonna get Rihanna.
Okay. Whoa. Look. This is the difference. This is the difference between men and women. If we go to Home Depot tomorrow, and we go talk to 10 men in the break room that work on the floor. They make $16 to $18 an hour. If we ask those 10 men, how many of you think you have a realistic shot of being with Rihanna, J-Lo, Mariah Carey? How many of you think you have a realistic shot at being with a woman like that right now? 9 out of 10 of those men are going to say no. If we do the same thing and we talk to the women, 7 out of 10 of those, and we say, which one of y'all think you have a realistic
argument
opportunity?
Is not about data. It's not about stats.
No, you always
they don't believe in themselves.
You're giving me a hypothetical
argument. You always cut me off when I'm about to say something to disprove your point.
You giving me a hypothetical argument.
No. If we ask 10 women that are on the Home Depot floor, how many of y'all have a realistic? How many of y'all think you have a realistic opportunity of being with where you are in life right now? Being with a Drake, being with a Floyd Mayweather, being with a LeBron, being with a Diddy. 8 out of 10 of them might say I actually got a realistic chance.
Be so fucking for real. Be so fucking for real, G. But you're really gonna sit here and tell me that bitches is dead ass working at Walmart talking about I got a realistic chance with Diddy? Be so fucking for real.
Mel.
Stop capping, my nigga. That is not true.
That is 100% true.
Bitches are not working at fucking Home Depot and Walmart talking about, oh yeah, Chris Brown finna sweep me off my feet when he check out.
Why
nobody's doing that, my nigga? Nobody be realistic. That's what I'm saying. A lot of your arguments be wild hypotheticals. I come to you with facts. I come to you with data. I come to you with actual real life examples. And you giving me this shit ass hypothetical?
Mel, listen,
you got bring it on a small scale.
Like I said earlier, Mel, we have a 12-year age gap. So the women in your age demographic, they have accepted their fate and they know they can't operate like that anymore. Women in their early to mid 20s, they are moving a certain way out here.
Noble, look at me. I could probably have 70% of the men that I want. I'm not gonna say all of them.
I know you can.
I'm literally 38 years old, and guess what? I be in spaces with Diddy. I be in spaces with Chris, with Trey, with all of them.
This is again at the end of the day.
I have that possibility, and I still don't sit here and be like, "Oh, Chris finna sweep me off my feet."
But you have to consider.
Mel, you also while you're able to be with these men, you understand the capacity that you're able to be with these men in. You and a lot of women your age understand that you're not going to be a girlfriend. You're not going to be a wife. You're going to be a slut for 30 to 45 minutes. You have that understanding.
Sir,
I'm
gonna need you to rewind. I will never be nobody's 35.
If we want to have a real conversation, you and a lot of other women understand the capacity that you will be with these men in. And that's what I tell these women.
Can I interrupt?
You're not going to be a girlfriend. You're not going to be a wife.
Can I please say something?
Me, I'm not that woman.
Can I please say something? Can I please say something?